Hey everyone, Blast here, and today I will share my thoughts and give my review about Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. The best movie ever to bomb at the box office. I am a big Mad Max fan. I think this will come out before my review of the Mad Max video game, but in that video I share and go a little bit more in depth with how much I actually love the franchise. So for now, just know that Mad Max Fury Road is my favorite movie of all time. So Furiosa had a lot to live up to. I expected the same hope in a hopeless world feel, same action-packed adventure, and a decent human story with heart. Though I like Fury Road better, Furiosa checked all of my boxes, and I loved it. Please, I'm begging you to go see this movie before it leaves theaters. In fact, go out and see it right now. I give the movie a 9 out of 10. It has some slightly awkward bits in it that I think are kind of weird, but overall, I had a whole lot of fun with this movie, and also a lot of heartbreak, so go watch it now. Anyway, for the people who already watched the movie or just don't really care, I'm going to start with my short non-spoiler or mostly non-spoiler summary before heading into my likes and dislikes like I usually do in these movie reviews. It's been a while, like I think 1, 2, maybe 3 months since my last movie review, which was Godzilla x Kong, so please forgive me, I'm getting back into my business here. So anyway, let's get to my little synopsis. The movie starts off with little Furiosa trying to take a fruit from a tree with her little friend, and she then spots these bandits doing something, what we find out is chopping up some kind of horse. I think I'm pretty sure it was a horse or something. And Furiosa, for some reason, decides to troll them and cut their fuel hoses on their motorbikes. One bandit catches her, so she blows a whistle that signifies that she's in trouble to her people. This place she's talking, or the place that's going on right here, and the place she's calling out to, is I'm pretty sure it's called the Green Place from Fury Road. That we eventually find out that it died, and there's only like 5, maybe 6 survivors. Unfortunate, but whatever. Anyway, Furiosa's mother goes on the search to look for her little girl. An epic but slow chase scene occurs, and eventually things happen where we're introduced to the movie's main antagonist, Dementis, played by Chris Hemsworth. Dementis is a fun and evil villain, and I love him. I think Chris was perfectly casted for him. I mean, I think everyone in this film is perfectly casted, but I'll save that for the likes and dislikes. The Furiosa's mother eventually finds her and runs off with her, but Dementis and his boys catch up, and they have this whole thing where the mother tells Furiosa to promise her not to come back, but Furiosa ends up coming back anyway because she's a little girl. What do you expect a kid to do? And Dementis catches her, and they kill Furiosa's mother in front of her. Tough. Years go by little, and we eventually see Dementis cross paths with Immortan Joe and his people at the Citadel. They're at each other's necks at first, which is a cool action scene plays out where the War Boys are throwing the thunder sticks at them, and it's cool to see both of these barbaric factions go against each other. It's really, really cool. So more cool stuff happens, and Dementis ends up taking over Gastown, which he builds a pact with Joe. Oh my god, hold on. Joe and Dementis ends up making a pact since Dementis took over Gastown. So Dementis gives Joe Furiosa to raise her as a future wife. And Rictus Erectus is a brute with the mind of a child, and he grows attached to Furiosa. Well, later in the night, he tries taking her, but she escapes and disguises as a war boy for a long while until she's like a teenager. And I'm going to keep the summary short because I really want people to see this film. It's badass. So basically, she grows up as a war boy, and actually she learns a lot of her training and as a with vehicles and mechanics. And then she meets this other guy that teaches her how to be a fighter and a survivor. So it's just a really, really awesome story. I really hope people go and watch this movie after hearing that it's labeled as a failure. Dude, it's so sad. Anyway, what did I like about the movie? I fell in love with Anya Taylor-Joy and her performance of Furiosa. She definitely lives up to Charlize Theron's version of the character. The movie is a bit slower paced than Fury Road, because I remember Fury Road was like just back, action, story, action. There's a quick conversation, but there's mostly action. Like, Furiosa and Max they barely talk, and I like that about the movie. But this movie is a bit slower paced, like I said, because they're telling the entire life story of Furiosa, while Fury Road only takes place like maybe 2 or 3 days. So the pacing is good, and it starts off with action, which I love, and I'm pretty sure most of the audience people love it too. So another reason to go see it. I don't think it's a spoiler because we were all expecting it to happen, but I'm happy with Max's small cameo in the movie. It's short, it's sweet, and we see the Interceptor. But it does bring up some things like, if Max... Oh, God. I guess I'll just say it. I mean, if you're watching the review, might as well. I wonder if like, when Max rescues her and takes her to the Citadel, does he recognize her in Fury Road? Or maybe he does recognize her and just does not care? I don't know. But it's pretty interesting to think about. God, I love Fury Road, and I love this new movie. Jeez. I gotta buy it when it comes out on Blu-ray. There is a lot of heart put into this film, and it just pains me. It hurts me even more to see that this movie is considered a failure. Dude, it sucks. And apparently we're not even going to get any more Mad Max movies, and that's just... To be frank, I don't want to live in a world without any Mad Max movies. So, damn. Chris Hemsworth is an extremely awesome villain in this movie, and he adds so much charisma to Dementis. Dementis was like one of the best parts of this movie. Of course, among the other really good characters, Furiosa, of course, and Praetorian Jack, I think his name is. He's sick too. The movie was 2 hours and 28 minutes, and it felt shorter than that. And that is a really good sign. That just means that I was interested from beginning to end. On to the things I didn't like. There's really just one thing I didn't like, and that's that all, or almost all of the major death scenes, especially those important to the growth of Furiosa, specifically her mother, are thrown into the background. Like, I know they're dead, but, like, let me see their body or something. Otherwise, that's just... It's weird. Like, they hold the knife up to the mother's throat, and it zooms into Furiosa's eye, and then it skips to the next part. It's like, okay, we know that she's dead, but, like, where's the brutality of the movie? Like, even, I'm not expecting this movie to be a straight-up horror movie with a bunch of gore, but, like, something. There's even a part where these bikers, they wrap chains around this guy and they rip him apart, and no blood or guts is shown. It's just the dust gets thrown up in the air, which I guess it makes sense, but it's just, I don't know. You know, show me a bit more blood, you know. But, that was really the only thing I didn't care for, or not care for, but had trouble with, I guess. So that's really it. I'm sorry this review is pretty short, but it's short for a good reason. It's because it's a fun movie, and I really want you to go see it, and I strongly recommend the movie. Please go watch it before it leaves theaters. Furiosa gets a 9 out of 10, like I said in the beginning. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.